What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, XLM to US dollar, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, I do a different cryptocurrency here on the channel every single week, and sometimes we do different ones during the week. So definitely make sure to comment down below your favorite cryptocurrency or altcoin for review for this week or next week's videos. Definitely make sure to drop it. It doesn't matter if it's your favorite or one that you see the most potential in seeing a big market movement. Definitely make sure to drop that down below. As for what we're going to be talking about in today's episode, it's going to be very interesting. As you guys know, the past couple of days we saw a major correction and reversal back down on the pretty much all the cryptocurrencies. We saw about a 20% drop overall, which eventually accumulated to about a 10 to 12 percentage drop across the board. Pretty much every cryptocurrency seeing that reversal. Well, right now where it landed us was seeing XRP pull back down. We're now retesting, 4-hour moving averages. We have Ethereum, which pulled back down, Bitcoin, which is back down, which originally fell closer to like $51,000 and now has receded back up to about $56,000. So we're pretty much all over the place. There's a lot of questions, a lot of curiosity. A lot of people don't really know the general direction of the market that we're going to be moving to. So I kind of wanted to come on to today's video, talk about what exactly might be happening looking forward, what you guys should be looking for in case you wanted to capitalize off the next runs. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, give it a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. And make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoViaOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, now before we dive into the technical analysis, I wanted to give a huge shout out to OPOLO for sponsoring today's episode. As you guys remember, I did a unboxing review of the OPOLO hardware wallet just a couple of days ago, and what's pretty cool is they actually started a Kickstarter campaign that did extremely well. It was fully funded and they reached their pledge goal in 19 minutes of launching on Kickstarter, which to me is absolutely insane. So as you guys can see right here, they have 213 backers. It was posted 18 days ago, pretty much about like 2.5 weeks ago, and they've already reached their campaign goal and more than doubled it to $60,000, which is absolutely insane. You can see right here, pretty much it just talks about what exactly it does, where they've been offered, which is really cool, as well as all these videos pretty much talking about what exactly happens with the OPOLO hardware wallet. Now, what's really cool as well, and something that I didn't know, so I wanted to tell you guys, is when you click back this project, instead of going to the OPOLO hardware wallet on their website directly, if you go through their pledge, you can actually see they're selling the OPOLO hardware wallet on their pledge for $159, which is actually half of what it originally sells for. So if you wanted to check that out, definitely make sure to click the link in the description down below. This will bring you here, and then you can obviously get it for half the price that it normally goes to. So instead of actually going to the website, buying it for $300, this is a way you guys can actually save money. Otherwise, to move on to the technical analysis, as you guys can see, what's very interesting is we're seeing more consolidation today. Markets are up about 3.77%. And this is expected. Normally, we see this after major runs to the either direction. We see immediate reversals. I like to call it the ripple effect, just like bouncing a basketball. When you bounce it the first time really hard, we go up very high, and we come down we come down just as hard, but we don't go back up as high. It's a little bit lower than the prior, and it just kind of keeps doing that, and eventually it consolidates to see another, we grab it again and bounce it up higher, or we don't do it at all. So that's kind of what my opinion is and feeling on these markets. You can see top 10 cryptos, things look okay. We're up, like I said, about 3.77. XRP is up 7.3. Binance is up. Doge is up, which is insane, at number 5. Right before XRP. It's just absolutely incredible. And it's up 33%, still 500% over the week. So we got to see exactly how, Dogecoin likes to consolidate out after this. I still think there's a lot of things backing this, and a lot of people are talking about potentially seeing Doge explode at 420. Supposedly that's some big rumor that Doge is going to be pumping on 420, which is tomorrow. So we'll see exactly how that goes. But you know what's interesting too? As we know on the channel here, we use technical analysis to basically indicate the directions that the markets are going to be moving to, and it's been fairly accurate for quite some time now. What's interesting is every single time I've done technical analysis, The second we see either a big run to the upside or a big correction that's aligned with a beautiful symmetrical triangle or a descending triangle, ascending fractal, it always has some sort of news tied around it after the breakout happens or correction happens, which I found interesting. Now, for some that don't already know, maybe some that haven't heard about this, they're saying that, or speculating the reason we saw this major drop was that I believe the SEC is putting out some sort of, BOLO on certain people or certain financial institutions for using cryptocurrency as money laundering. Now, hear me out. I feel like it's extremely ironic because we've been watching this TA and we discussed for the past week now, or weeks, that the consolidation here at 60K resistance was extremely fragile, and when we finally saw a break above it, we were using this major support level to basically gauge whether or not we would break through here. Now, it's ironic that the SEC or whatever news article would put out that where they're being sued by or the SEC is suing big financial institutions, and it just comes out, ironically, the same time we see that correction. I don't know. I find it very interesting. Like, why didn't it happen here? Why didn't it happen here? It's just very odd and speculative as to why news comes out the same time we see these major breaks. I guess it's just people trying to formulate it together. But to dive into the technical analysis specifically, because I know that's what you guys have been waiting for, let's start with XRP. Just a quick flash through all these cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum. We had XLM right here. This is a new one that I've just drawn a few indicators. We have the S&P 500, which I do believe is going to see a small dip and decline in price very soon. Now, as for XRP, as you guys can see, we have some sort of descending fractal that we've drawn onto this coin. And you can see this is on the 4 hour, so it's not that accurate. It is obviously accurate on 4 hour prices, but we do have XRP on the daily, which is obviously much more impactful than these other 4 hour or smaller indicators. Now, what's interesting is on the daily here, you can see we're hitting bottom support, which was pretty much capped at about $1.33. Very interesting. Really, what we're looking for is potential signs of reversal. Right now, all we've been doing is creating lower highs, each and every single candle moving downwards, which is not a good sign. We're also getting very close to seeing what could be a bearish cross on the MACD. That could also be an interesting indicator for potential reversal. Now, what's interesting is even on the 4 hour, you can see what I'm referring to by these lower high formations. Every single time we decide to, head back up, it seems to be lower than the previous movement. Even though we had this major drop here, it seems to be forming the same movements down and down. So really what we're looking for right here is although these lower highs are continuing to move, we're waiting for some sort of bottom, which could be this 4 hour movement right here could be the bottom. And what we're waiting for is to see some sort of, drop and then recovery back up. I would like to see this pattern start to form. What that would ultimately mean is that we're back in some sort of uptrend formation. Right now, we've been in a bearish run, a bearish descending fractal for quite some time now, and until we see some sort of bullish reversal, it's going to be continuing to pump lower and lower and lower, and that's something you guys have to consider. I'm going to extend this line in a second, but until we see reversal, I'm not going to be buying into XRP. It's just a little bit too hard to gauge which direction this coin wants to go. I may be buying in actually if I see more of indicators breaking, especially if I see us break through $1.36. It seems to be where that support level is. Support seems to be for XRP right at $1.36 right here. And it seems to be holding this fairly well. So if we see a decline through there, there's a good chance we may see it fall even lower, especially on the 4 hour. If we break through $1.18 after, that would be a big opportunity to buy in for a major short. Obviously, I'll prepare you guys on that as we, and continue to watch this market play out, because as of right now, it just seems a little too volatile, and we don't really have enough indicators to basically gauge which direction we're going to continue to move to, especially in the upside direction. So as of right now, markets are continuing to look bearish across the board, and we have to wait for a higher low formation to appear through the technical analysis before we can start any sort of recovery phase, buying in and swinging to the upside. Now for Ethereum, this kind of looks very similar. We had a major reversal like we saw. We're starting to see what could be a bearish cross on the MACD. This is going to apply for pretty much all these cryptocurrencies that we're going to be talking about right now on the channel. And you can see that the reversal that pulled us back down is hitting bottom support. This is pretty much, the bottom support right here at 1961. I've pretty much been on the ball for looking at Ethereum to come back down at bottom support here. I mean, this is very similar with the higher low formations that we were just talking about. Notice we use this bottom, green uptrend every single time. That's really the biggest reversal I'm looking for, is this drop down to support. We've hit it numerous times. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's try to make this a fifth here. It would be honestly a good recovery for the coin. It just needs to freaking happen. It needs to actually show signs of that reversal. So it's going to be a hard buy-in, especially for where we are right now after this major, receding candlewick that we had, where we shot all the way down to 1986 and then reversed all the way back up to $2,200. Really what we're looking for is this going to continue to consolidate down? We're looking for this to come back down to here. Very hard to do right now. I mean, we can look at 4-hour indicators, kind of see if there's some sort of downtrend starting, and there is. It's very small, it's very minor. We have to consider that as an option. It doesn't look anything to be like, okay, this is definitely something we should 100% follow through with, but it is a start to potentially correcting lower. So we have to just consider that, as this could be the start. If we get another confirmation, like let's say we see the prices fall some sort of way like this, we hit here and then we retest, or like this, boom, and retest it, head lower, then we can consider that this is some sort of resistance and this will allow us to pull back lower. But right now it's way too early on most of these cryptos, so just consider consolidating and just giving some time to basically figure out whether or not you guys want to be buying back in. Just touch up on your scales and we'll buy back in very soon. Obviously you can do that on Bityard. I did link Bityard in the description down below. Obviously they offer a demo account, which I love so much. I've been telling every beginner that's been messaging me for advice on how much money they should be putting into the market. If you haven't touched cryptocurrency, or you haven't touched scalping, or just short-term trading, then you really shouldn't be dumping in a ton of money into crypto, or really any at all. There's no reason to do so when you could literally be buying on a demo version, testing your skills, and just critiquing whether or not you should be trading like this. And if you can make some good, fairly profitable trades on a demo account, which doesn't change anything on Bityard's interface, just the the available balance, which is obviously not real, then you might be up for actually putting in some money. But it doesn't make sense at all to be buying in without actually testing your skills out first. So that's why I recommend Bityard. I did link them in down below. And then obviously if you've done this before, swing on over to the live demo account like I have right now, and then we can actually start to trade around with real money and get some gains and obviously get some losses. But moving forward, we did look at Ethereum. I want to look at Bitcoin. Then we'll look at XLM, and that'll pretty much wrap things up. There's not really much to be said about the S&P 500, as it's fairly stagnant right now because it's been closed. It should open up today, and I am anticipating a reversal. We'll talk about that later. But for right now, Bitcoin's seeing that correction below too. Bitcoin is another sign that this is probably going to be the continuation of that big bearish drop that we have. Obviously, bearish divergence does necessarily mean it's the start of reversals to the downside. I mean, we can pull this up again right here, and you can see what the bearish divergence kind of looks like. Let's see, where did it go? Right here. So indicators look to be going down as prices seem to be going up, and it's usually ending in some sort of big drop in price. Now, what's interesting is how much lower are we going to be moving to? It talks about markets being extremely exhausted and pretty much gassed out. I would like to see some sort of indicators you can see on images right here. We're looking for these reversal patterns that form, which indicate pretty big drops. You can see right here, this could be one that's a bearish divergence. But as prices start to swing up higher, we have this reversal downwards, and then we see a big reversal downwards. It happens here again. Prices move up as indicators move down. Big drop in price. So we're looking for the same thing once again to happen. We're having these bullish prices move up, but we're having the indicators move down, and then we see this big drop. So that's really what I'm still waiting for. I don't think we've actually played that out just yet. It seems like this is just the beginning of this bearish divergence. So I'm really just holding my horses, waiting to see what exactly is going on. But this is 100% that. And really what I'm looking for is the continuation of this drop, which could allow us to pull even lower. I mean, this is just the daily. Let's see how the weekly plays out. You can clearly see that for the longest time now, for years, we've been, since 2017, we've been consolidating very close to this moving average right here. And as you guys know, we are now extremely overextended from here. So the possibilities of seeing this fill in the gap and us falling, and I don't want to spread FUD, but us falling to $20,000 is not unrealistic in the slightest. And to see the percentage drop that this would be is about a 62% drop, which honestly isn't an unrealistic drop. And if we pull lower, 73% could be down to 15,000. But in my, honest opinion, looking at markets like this is not an unreasonable drop at all. I just want to reference back in 2017, the reversal that we had back then. I just want to pull that up. Now, notice right here, this is a drop that we had back here that was massive to us. It was absolutely huge. Now, notice the percentage drop of this. This is about down to the moving average, about a 70% drop right here where we crossed and saw that reversal. Now, notice that 70% drop is very similar to what I'm referring to right now. Now, obviously, we haven't had these lines getting closer just yet, so there may still be some sort of bullish market continuing, but until we start to see kind of reversal prices, may pretty much be indicating the top. I mean, I don't know how this looks, but this looks to me like resistance on the weekly, and this seems to be a top for Bitcoin. 60,000 doesn't seem to want to be broken. This could indicate reversal, not spreading FUD, but I'm just allowing you guys to be aware of potentially seeing a bigger drop than expected, much sooner potentially than expected. So definitely just, spend a little bit of time analyzing this. Obviously, this is way too early. We only had 1 day of candle correction. We have to let a few more days just consolidate out before we dive back into this market. That's what I'm going to do. Just going to allow this to accumulate. Maybe we start to see a downtrend pattern here, but until then, I'm just going to be patient and, trade up on my skills. And then obviously XLM, the last coin to review. Obviously for XLM, this is a very interesting movement. I just drew on a ascending fractal right here. You can see what's interesting too is as we've started to recover upwards, you will notice that there's some sort of top resistance and bottom support. Prices seem, for whatever reason, to be getting very close to retesting resistance up here, and then we expect to see some sort of recovery or reversal downwards, some sort of stair-step formation on XLM. You can see it obviously clear as day right here. Boom. I mean, for the most part, it kind of looks like this. So really what I'm waiting for right now is just consolidation within XLM. Notice for the most part, each time it kind of hits that top resistance band, it forms this consolidation pattern right here, and I'm looking for that same thing. So I'm really looking for this price maybe to just tabulate itself, consolidate like this, and eventually come back to retest here, which is on middle of May for the most part, and then expecting to see a break. Now, it has happened earlier, as you can see here. It took a few days from the 6th to the 28th, so about 11 days. This could see consolidation like this, and then we could see a pump to the upside, but consolidation seems to be what most of these markets are trying to do. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 40,000 subscribers, which is insane. So definitely make sure to smash that like button, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.